Coming up on AgweekTV, the annual prospective planting report is out. We'll take a look at how producers hope to make money this year.
We'll hear from an equine dentist and find out just how rare the profession is.
And some advice for staying safe during the busy planting season. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Tracy Frank, in for Shauna Olson. The USDA's annual prospective plantings report was released this week. It's based on a survey of farmers around the country and details how many acres they expect to plant of each crop. The report gives a good estimate of how big each crop might be and can help move prices, depending on whether acres of a crop are up or down. The USDA estimates farmers will plant nearly 94 million acres of corn. That's up 6% from last year. If it happens, it would be the highest planted acreage in the U.S. since 2013. Farmers expect to plant about 82 million acres of soybeans, down less than 1%, and farmers say they plan to plant almost 50 million acres of wheat. That's down 9%. North Dakota farmers expect to plant 3.4 million acres of corn, up 24%, 7 million acres of wheat, down 12%, soybeans are up 3%, and the big movers are lentils and field pea acres, both up significantly in North Dakota. In South Dakota, farmers plan to plant 8.2 million acres of corn, up 6%. Wheat is down 17% over last year. Soybeans down 3%. Sunflowers are also down 11% at just over 600,000 acres. In Minnesota, corn is virtually unchanged with 8.2 million acres planted. Wheat is expected to be down 10% and soybeans down slightly at 3%. Joining us now to talk about the report is Frayne Olson, an NDSU crop economist and marketing specialist. Frayne, were there any surprises as you looked over the report?
Well, the big surprise for the market was the corn numbers. We expected corn acreage to be up this year, but the report actually showed us up much greater than we had expected, well outside the trade range. So we are seeing some changes in the marketplace at that point.
And was wheat a surprise at all?
Wheat was also the second surprise. We were expecting wheat acreage to be down, but again, when you look at what the trade was expecting versus the numbers we actually got from USDA, the numbers were much lower than we were expecting outside of the trade range.
And how does this affect prices?
Well, the expectation now as we move forward is with the extra acres. We've seen corn prices take quite a hit today. We've seen wheat prices rebound pretty significantly. So what the market is trying to signal to farmers is we may need to make some adjustments along the way as we move through the regular rest of spring's work.
Okay, now this is an estimate based on expectations. How accurate is this report typically?
Again, this is a survey of about 84,000 farmers across the U.S. It's done in the first part of March, so obviously changes in weather conditions, changes in relative prices can make a difference. And we do tend to see some shifting as we move into spring's work, depending upon those factors.
And Frayne, what were some of the big shifts in North Dakota specifically?
Well, we did see a pretty significant reduction in spring wheat acreage. We also saw a cutback in barley acreage, mainly because we have big carryover stocks from last year. And we did get confirmation that a large increase in both field pea and lentil acreage in the state.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us and for giving us some perspective on the report. We really appreciate that. And we will have more on the report in Ag Week magazine and the Forum. A fairly warm, dry start to the spring season means farmers are getting ready to start planting. Some already have in the Southern Valley and Western Dakotas, and that means seed suppliers are busy. The Peterman seed plant near Hawley, Minnesota has delivered a lot of wheat seed already. Brian Peterman says it's one of the earliest starts he can remember. So far, he says the season is about 2 weeks ahead of schedule, but that can easily change depending on the weather.
Everybody wants to get their crop in as soon as they can, but it's kind of a risk too. If the fields are dry and good to go on, it's tough to sit there and not go. And there wasn't a whole lot of frost this year, so I think most of that's out now. And if the fields are dry, the guys are itching to go. So I think next week will be a pretty busy week if it stays like it is now.
Peterman says the region could use more rain, but of course that would delay planting. He says his toughest years are when wheat is delayed enough to interfere with corn and soybeans.
It seemed like 10 years in a row where we were trying to plant anything we could, and we'd be planting wheat one day and soybeans the next day and then corn, and it was how the fields were ready and whichever one you could go in. And it made it tough around here because there was guys coming for wheat and soybeans, and usually we're just set up to treat one thing at a time, so if we got to switch back and forth, it's a lot more work.
Exports are crucial to U.S. agriculture. A Crookston, Minnesota farmer is among a small group that recently returned from a trip to Japan and Korea to promote U.S. wheat. Greg LeBlanc and 3 farmers from the Pacific Northwest were part of the North Asia team. LeBlanc is the director of the Minnesota Wheat Research and Promotion Council.
It's to get that person-to-person contact and to find out what they like about our products and what they don't like, and hopefully to change what they don't like and improve on those.
Japan has purchased significantly more U.S. wheat than any other country over the years, including more than 3.5 million metric tons each of the last 5 years.
Coming up on AgweekTV, the importance of your horse's dental health. We'll talk to an equine dentist next.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Agweek Magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Agweek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
North Dakota soybean farmers put food on tables all over the world, including their own. That's why it's important that we produce healthy, safe, affordable food. It's also important that we keep up with demand. Today's farmer feeds 155 people per year. Compare that to a farmer only 2 generations ago who produced enough for just 26. Most North Dakota farms are still family-owned and operated because our care of the land that feeds the world today is our children's legacy for tomorrow.
Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. Total Ag offers the latest and greatest in seeds from Legend and Wensman. Featuring the newest in cutting-edge seed technologies and access to every genetic and seed trait platform, Total Ag can help you choose the seed that's right for your specific field, leading the way to better yields and more profit. Contact Total Ag Industries by phone or visit totalag.com.
When your job requires being seen to be safe, look for high-visibility workwear from Home of Economy, where you'll find the best in Carhartt high-vis t-shirts, hoodies, and safety vests, plus other top-selling enhanced visibility coats, jackets, caps, and gloves. Day or night, rain or shine, stand out and stay safe on the job with help from Home of Economy, your high-vis headquarters. We've got you covered at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Taking care of your horse's teeth is an important part of its overall health. It's a rare profession, but there are veterinarians who specialize in equine dentistry. Shauna Olson caught up with one on a recent visit to the area and brings us her story straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm going to go ahead and listen to his heart, lungs, gut sounds, make sure everything sounds good for sedation. And I'll give him some sedation in here and we'll walk him in the trailer.
Dr. Laurelyn Keener owns North Wind Equine Veterinary Dentistry in Duluth, Minnesota. She spends much of her time traveling between North Dakota, Minnesota, and the western edge of Wisconsin.
It's okay, love. Climb on in.
Checking on horses' mouths and teeth.
The more I learned about teeth, the more fascinated I was by how dynamic their mouth is and how important, good dental health is for all species, definitely for our horses. He has what's called malocclusions, or teeth that aren't coming together like they should, where he gets long in the front. So these teeth should not hang down like little saber teeth in the front. They should be fairly level. So we're gonna work on leveling those out today.
Rowdy is in for the first time, and he has a few things Dr. Keener says need to be taken care of.
So where my right thumb is here, that is an unerupted wolf tooth and it wiggles around under the gum. You can see if the bit came and pinched that tissue between it and that tooth, it'd be irritating. So I'm gonna block that area, make it numb, and we'll take that tooth out at the end here.
I had no idea that he had any issues. Peace of mind, and the horses are hopefully gonna thank me for it.
This won't hurt them. It feels weird and it's loud, as long as I'm careful about what I'm doing. Now that is not smoke pouring out of his mouth, it's tooth dust. It's a common question.
Rowdy is already not feeling any pain. Before he steps foot in the trailer, he's lightly sedated to help him through the process.
I think it's kind of like being very drunk or like having laughing gas. They're aware and they can learn. You can teach them to be good or bad clients to a certain extent based on how you handle them. But I think it does have some amnesic properties as well. You know, it doesn't make them trailer shy.
Dr. Keener says all horses need their teeth checked annually, especially young horses.
Young horses under the age of 5, their teeth are sharper. And as they age, they don't develop quite as quickly. So you might not have to do much grinding every year in an older horse, but we want to make sure that they don't have any periodontal disease, broken teeth, or any other problems that would make them less efficient in chewing their feed.
Dr. Keener is known for her calm demeanor, which helps horses that aren't so sure about this.
You know, I don't know that they really enjoy the dental work, but some of them really figure out we're trying to help them. So maybe they're scared or they're really fighting the work at first. And we just kind of work with them and try to help settle them in. And then suddenly a light goes off and they figure out, hey, this is feeling better. Something that's hurt for a while feels better. And they kind of take this big breath and they step forward and just totally relax into it.
In fact, some of her best patients have the most problems.
I had one little mini donkey I was working on a year and a half ago or so. He'd been in pain for a while and he was just a star for me to work on him. I think he figured out I was helping him. He reached over and kind of grabbed my glove, so I pulled it down. He started licking my hand. About broke my heart. He just kind of said, thank you, thanks for helping. We extracted that upper wolf tooth.
Dr. Keener says there are very few people who specialize in equine dentistry around the world, and her practice is very popular with horse owners. And she admits it always makes for great conversation.
But most people are pretty fascinated and want to hear more about what I do, and then they just kind of shake their head and laugh.
Dr. Keener says equine veterinary dentistry is a growing field. There are only 12 vets around the world who are board certified, but programs are underway to encourage more to specialize in the field. Will the month of April bring those typical showers? Your weekly weather outlook is next on AgweekTV. And later, Jonathan Knutson has a story on farm safety, always important, especially as planting season begins.
It's hard not to take pride in what I do. I think everyone here sees the value in what they're creating. We work hard to make every window a true Minn Kota window.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Contact your nearest dealer or call North Country Marketing.
Time to demand more. With Micro Essentials, you get more from every acre. Through our fusion technology, only Micro Essentials combines 4 vital nutrients into 1 powerful granule, ensuring uniform nutrient distribution and increased nutrient uptake. The innovation behind our fusion technology means you'll grow stronger, healthier plants. Micro Essentials. Get more from every acre.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
What I believe sets us apart is the way our products are crafted. Every frame has to have a precision to it that you don't see in other brands. It's what makes it a true Minn Kota window.
Welcome now to the weather portion of Ag Week. Going to begin this week with a look at soil conditions, and I need to do a brief explanation of this map. Wet means wetter than average, dry means drier than average. Dry doesn't necessarily mean parched and brown. This is just a general look. At this point in the spring, these conditions are probably not as critical as they are once we get into planting season over most of the area. It's been a wet winter out in the Pacific Northwest down through central California, so soils are generally in pretty good shape. They've had some rain in Southern California, but not enough. It's not parched as it was, but it's still way too dry. The southeastern states have had below average moisture. That includes the southern edge of the Corn Belt, but again, it's not parched and brown, just drier than average. That goes up through the Middle West. We have this area of wet weather from Nebraska up through Wisconsin. That's the snow belt, all the snowstorms that have been producing heavy snows in the Midwest this season. Most of them have gone through here. A few scattered showers of rain and snow the last week back across North Dakota, northern South Dakota, northwest Minnesota have helped a little bit, but it's still basically pretty dry across these areas. What do we expect this week? Well, let's take a look at the big picture. Of course, this huge storm system the last few days that's been traversing the southern states, the last vestiges of that moving out to sea. So most of this week in the southwest and the southern plains will be fairly dry. The rains will actually move out this weekend, and most of the east will be fairly dry. There will certainly be some scattered areas of rain showers, maybe some snow in the Midwest, especially later this week, looks like a weather system. And then up into the northern plains, it may not be completely void of rain and snow, but I just don't expect very much. There will be some snows back in the mountains, but I don't think they'll work into the plains. The second week looks like another one of these big El Nino weather systems working through the southern states, and it's probably not precise to call it an El Nino weather system, but what I mean by that is the same type of system we've been having much of this winter with the strong El Nino. Most of the moisture will be in the southern states with storms. There will be some rain, maybe some wet snow on the back edge getting up into the Midwest. The rains again are expected to miss most of California. This will be thunderstorms. This will be rain, the back edge snow, and for the middle part of April, just a few general light showers back into the Dakotas and northwest Minnesota, probably looking to stay generally fairly dry. A brief outlook ahead at the summer conditions. We're still expecting June, July, and August to be basically warmer than average across most of the Corn Belt and the northern plains, about average in the south. I don't anticipate a lot of really cool weather. What this means, though, if we were to go 3 months with warm weather, that would be 12 consecutive months in the Dakotas and Minnesota of above average temperatures. That's unusual. My suspicion is we'll start off the summer warm. If we get good rains, it'll cool off. If we stay dry, we may be warm all summer long. In fact, it may be quite hot by the end of summer.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Ag Week. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
We believe in a fair and balanced approach to state and federal regulation. Proposed changes to OSHA's anhydrous ammonia policy, EPA's Waters of the U.S., the Clean Air Act, and endangered species are a few examples of what we are facing. The one-size approach doesn't work for North Dakota. Agriculture Commissioner Doug Goring wants to work with you to protect our state. Go to our website to see the latest issues that affect not only agriculture today, but for future generations.
Commitment. You need it to succeed on the farm.
It's total dedication to the land, family, and community. It's more than a way to make a living. It's a way of life. You've had it since the first time you ran your hands through the soil, helped bale hay, or rode along in the combine. Your commitment, it's as strong as your family's trust, as honest as each long day you put in, and as pure as the opportunity that comes with every tomorrow. It's how we build our bins, with proven design, superior structural integrity, a lifetime warranty, and a promise to stand with you, no matter what storms come your way. The harvest will always be protected, so you can sell when it's right for you, your family, and your farm. Commitment. It's why we can say, there's nothing standard about superior.
In today's marketplace, maximizing your harvest is more valuable than ever. Improve the efficiency of your operation by adding a Prairie air reel to your harvester today. A continuous stream of high-velocity air quickly feeds crop back to the auger, getting your crop off the cutter bar and into the header. This minimizes shattering and reduces the amount of header loss. At harvest time, every second counts and every bean counts, so you can count on Prairie.
AgweekTV, sponsored by Peterson Farm Seed.
Farmers know how important safety is, but when they're busy, they can rush, take risks, and increase the chance of getting hurt. With the hectic planting season starting, it's a good time to think about safety. Jonathan Knutson was at a recent meeting in Northwood, North Dakota, highlighting the need for ongoing vigilance in farm safety.
It's often said the most important thing in farming is turning a profit. No, that's second. What matters most, the top priority, is staying safe.
I think planting, it has innate danger in it just because of the timeliness of it. You know, there's a short window of opportunity. You might know that rain is coming, so you just try to extend every day to beyond its fullest sometimes.
It's just always being aware of your surroundings and what you are doing with that, and just taking time to stop and think about, you know, what is the consequences of what I'm doing.
We just need to be a little more patient and realize that tomorrow's another day.
Planting is stressful, hectic, and usually occurs in a short window. But no matter how busy you get, don't rush. Be careful, be safe. For Ag Week, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
Experts say farming has gotten much safer in recent years, but there are still many hazards that can lead to injury or death. 167 ag workers are hurt every day, according to federal statistics, with the highest injury rate among those under age 15 and over 65. A USDA entomologist who filed a whistleblower complaint is one step closer to opening his own farm and research facility. John Lundgren of Brookings, South Dakota, has finalized the purchase of Blue Dasher Farm. He's starting to set up his research into sustainable farming there. It will be a 53-acre research and demonstration farm that he hopes will be the first in a national network of centers for regenerative farming. He filed the whistleblower complaint last year because he felt the USDA was suppressing his research that tied some ag seed treatments to honeybee health. Lundgren's wife, Jenna, will help manage the farm, which will include livestock, beehives, and specialty seed. A high school student says he's invented a better way to do a tough job. We'll show you the Rock Master next on AgweekTV.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Hi, I'm Amy Anderson, pro golfer. I'm grateful for the small town values I learned growing up in Oxbow, North Dakota. Those values led me to great success at NDSU and a great year on the LPGA Tour, but I'll keep striving to become the top women's golfer in the world. Let me tell you about some other folks from small North Dakota, Minnesota towns who have proven themselves to be big-time pros. The market advisory firm Progressive Ag of Fargo, North Dakota. For the past 8 years, they've consistently beaten Chicago Board of Trade firms by a lot. In corn, they beat the other top marketing firms in the country by 65 cents a bushel. For 100,000 bushel corn farmer, that's $65,000 a year better than the number 2 firm. For a 40,000 bushel soybean farmer, over $1 a bushel extra, $40,000 better than the number 2 firm. So team up with the big-time pros from Progressive Ag and let them put their North Dakota values to work for you.
Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. Total Ag offers the latest and greatest in seeds from Legend and Wensman. Featuring the newest in cutting-edge seed technologies and access to every genetic and seed trait platform, Total Ag can help you choose the seed that's right for your specific field, leading the way to better yields and more profit. Contact Total Ag Industries by phone or visit totalag.com.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
A South Dakota high school senior drove his tractor to school recently. Dylan Moore was showing off his senior project invention, an attachment for rock removal. Moore calls it the Rock Master and says it's a combination of 2 attachments, the Rock Bucket and Rock Badger. They work fine alone, but he thought they'd work better together. As is so often the case, the idea for Dylan's invention was born from trying to find an easier way to do a tough job. The bucket flips up to allow the digger to go into the ground. Then the rocks go into the bucket, which allows the dirt to fall away. It's faster and easier than using the whole bucket to dig out rocks.
Cleaning up rocks as a kid and stuff, it'd be a lot faster. You just have this, just scoop under it and keep on going. And you can get rocks that you can't just pick up.
Moore says he spent about 120 hours on the project with the help of a neighbor. He's filing for a patent on the Rock Master. He says it costs about $2,000 to build one, and he hopes to sell them for $8,000. He plans to attend South Dakota State University, then return to the family farm. This week's photo of the week comes from Tiffany Weisar. She says calving season has started at the Weisar Ranch in Leola, South Dakota. Thanks, Tiffany, for that great shot. If you want to see your egg photos on AgweekTV, email your name, photo, and a description of the picture to photos@agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Shauna Olson will be back next week. For all your egg news, go to agweek.com.